Candace Owens.
Please, I can't.
She annoys me to death. But I have, if she ever gets a chance to run for a significant like office, she will flip her views immediately.
Oh my God, I thought you were gonna say something. I thought you were gonna say that you were gonna do something. I was like, you're about to piss me off, aren't you?
Oh no. I'm saying like, in order like
for the right amount of money, she would change her views.
If she gets like a chance to be like a senator or like, you know, part of like a presidential cabinet or some shit, she will pander to black people and switch liberal.
Yeah,
in a fucking heartbeat.
I don't think she would switch liberals.
I will 100%
But I do think she would pander to like black people probably. But that's like
she tries to get black people was it
right?
Brexit is what she called it, right? Where she tried to get like, it was called, because there was Brexit in Europe, so she called it Blexit, where like black people were leaving the Democratic Party. And or at least that's what she claimed it was, and it was, and she or whatever the attempt was.
That's
I didn't follow it.
I don't think they would anyways, because I feel like that would hurt like her. What am I trying to say? Jesus Christ, I just blanked like so fucking.
Like
hard.
You're saying it would hurt her image.
That would hurt her chances of like actually being elected. You know what I mean? Because then the people that already support her are gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, this is not what I've been following you for. And then the people that didn't support her are gonna be like, yeah, right, bitch. You're gonna.
But the people that support her are just so that they can have a token black person to have in their corner.
You think they wouldn't switch on her so fucking quickly? That's what I'm saying. It's
but to that point, they would switch on her, and she knows that, which is why she would switch on them.
No, yeah.
100%. She would switch on them. She's like, oh, you think I'm gonna live and die by the fact that you can switch on me in a heartbeat? Huh?
Then who's
right
backing
now,
her?
Conservative media.
Right, but if she switches, who's backing her?
If she's in the right cabinet position, or if she's in the right political power, whoever's
How is
in
she
charge
getting there? If she switched on her supporters,
in a world where they offered her that opportunity, and it was like,
oh, she would switch already being in that position. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. If it was offered to her, if somebody was like, yo, Candace, like, how about being like in charge of HUD, or in charge of like, so, some cabinet position for like, some new administration or some shit.
But then wouldn't like a lot of politicians do that? You know what I mean?
A lot of politicians do that all the time.
How much though? How often?
Oh, I don't know.
And to what degree? You know what I mean? Like, are they doing it on small?
Buttigieg done fucking sold out all of like young people and shit, and like just so that he can get what's he in charge of now? It's not urban development. Pete Buttigieg, gay guy, gay army guy or Navy or whatever the fuck it was.
What did he do?
He ran for president, and then he was like, yo, let me get like the gay vote, and like let me get like the like sympathize with like military personnel and stuff like that. And then what the transportation? He's the Secretary of Transportation now. And the moment that Biden offered him a position in the cabinet, he withdrew from the presidency. It was like, no, we should all endorse Biden immediately, and like sold out what he was preaching for, which was more incredibly progressive and liberal ideas. And he was all like, you know what? I'm just gonna go, instead of going back and being mayor of this little hick ass town, I'm gonna go ahead and be the fucking Secretary of Transportation.
I feel like that's where I was like to what degree? Because that is like, for the most part, like he could argue like they don't have such like polarizing like opposing views, so he's not really like going directly against it. And that's what I'm thinking about. Like that's where I'm like, she wouldn't go against like the stances that she has taken. I think maybe she would like try to like water them down a little bit, but I don't think anyone would like fully switch. You know what I mean? Like he didn't switch parties. He didn't switch his ideals. He didn't switch parties, but he conformed, which is different.
Well, I don't know. Settled, a lot of like really progressive people would be like, no, you betrayed us.
Absolutely.
100, like a super progressive, like Bernie affiliate, like so what is it? Like Bernie super Bernie supporters. They'll be like, no, you fucking flipped on us, because they don't like establishment Democrats just as much as they don't like Republicans.
Right. But that's just in general.
And that's still just like betrayal in their eyes.
I guess people need to land on this earth.
I mean,
like, that's really cute. That's not how politics work, and like we can all accept it now. And it sucks. I don't have any time.
It's just complicated. I never.
That's what I mean. It's like far too complicated. So when people like, when you're saying like, oh, well, like his progressive followers are gonna be like really fucking pissed. It's like, number one, I feel like there's this, especially now and especially with young people involved in politics, like stop idolizing these politicians. Like, you know what? Like,
That
I
is true.
understand the feeling of being like, oh, I thought you stood for something and now you didn't. But I don't know that I would feel like betrayed by
Right.
a politician, because I'm like, I only half believe you. It would be great if you did what you say you're going to do, but there is a much higher chance that you're not actually going to do it.
Yeah.
You know
And
what
that-
I mean?
that is
as
the real
long as
point.
you're still saying, as long as you like stick to those values, that's great. But for me to then be like, oh, you did this, so now I'm betrayed, is like, well, I didn't really trust you to begin with. So
Right. No, I
I'm
completely.
disappointed. I wish it would have worked out differently, but I didn't think you were the next fucking savior of this country.
I
So
100% agree. I 100% agree with the fact that politicians should not be idolized at all. They should be dispensable. Politicians
Yeah.
should be like, all right, like you didn't say, like you didn't do what you said you were gonna do. All right, out. Who's next? Like
it's a
who-
job. I
right.
don't
And they
I
shouldn't
feel
be
like
held-
people
they
view
shouldn't be
it
held
as
up.
like they're gonna like the next politician is gonna be like the messiah of like
Yeah, that's
society.
what we need to
they're
stop
gonna come
doing.
to like save us, which is like that is just a job. It's a job. That's
Right.
it. They're just the manager of the country.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
but
store manager. Everybody
that's
else
what
is
we
just
as a
like
society
customers.
should
Like,
stop doing. Is just completely like abandon the idea that like politicians are like the next saving grace. Like, nah, bitch. Like, you're in for the time that you're here,
Yeah.
and get the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
whenever we don't agree with what the fuck you're doing now. You know what I mean? That's why shout out to. I'm gonna keep shouting out people today.
I'm scared because I don't know who you're
No,
shouting
shout out to
and I'm like, I
John
don't-
Ossoff. John Ossoff won the Senate right after Biden during the election in Georgia. Remember how Georgia was like fucking neck and neck, and they were like, "Yo, are we gonna get 2 more senators?" And it was Warnock and Ossoff. Ossoff introduced legislation this week that banned members of Congress from buying stock.
Nice.
Bet.
Damn.
Because it's like,
Bet.
yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Getting insider
That's
information from
crazy.
like big corporations and then spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on stock, or dumping stock because they know that like so and so is about to make a big move and shit. And he
That's
was all like, yo, we
crazy.
shouldn't be fucking buying stock, period. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing? You're a public servant. Like, you're not here to fucking make bank. If you were here to make money, go start a corporation. Like, the fuck
Yeah.
are we doing? So shout out to fucking John Ossoff, man.
Good for you.
It didn't go through,
I don't know. Who that is.
obviously.
I was
but-
about to be like,
Clearly
did
it's
he
not.
introduce it?
Yeah,
Does that
he
mean
introduced it.
Got
It did not pass.
It was a valiant effort.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? It's the gesture that counts. We
it's
see
a thought
you.
that counts.
You know, it was a very beautiful gesture, and it's not lost on. It's lost on most people, but it's not lost on some.
It was surely lost on me. I did not know that had happened.
Yeah,
Good for you, though.
and they did it. Ooh, they did it at the same time as that they were introducing the voting rights bill. And they or like the expansion of voting rights this past week, which of course Senate Republicans like fucking flushed down the toilet. Ironically enough, flushed it down the toilet the week of MLK Day.
Like the little bitches that they
Like
are.
the little fucking
Y'all are
hypocrites that
fucking
they really are.
Relentless, you are.
Really are. Fuck.